Hey, everybody! Welcome to A Silent Harvest, a Nerds with Dice actual play of Rocket Club, a new game from Evil Hat created by M. Hubbard that is currently in open playtesting through the end of May 2026. Please check out the link on the Evil Hat website and possibly below. But before we get started on this, which is a part of a multi-channel anthology called Rocket Club, a multi-stage anthology, let's meet our table. I'm going to quickly introduce myself because I'm already talking. I'm your humble guide for today, Danny, he, him, Danny R. Mendoza, all over the internet. And I am going to kick it over to my buddy, Quinn.
Hey everybody, my name is Quinn. I use any and all pronouns, and today I will be playing Joey Sharp, who uses he, they pronouns. And I will kick it next to me to Mary.
Hi everybody, I'm Mary. My pronouns are she, her. Today I am playing Bree Burns, our trouble character, and I will popcorn it over to Jilly.
Hi, my name is Jilly. My pronouns are she, her. And I will be playing Frankie, who is playing the royalty archetype. Or is the royalty archetype? Is it embodies the royal, you know what? Verbs are hard.
You killed it, though. It was 10 minutes.
Frankie's pronouns are she, they.
And I'm Matt, he, him. I'm playing Chris Zhang, he, they, who's, like me, super excited. Back to you, Danny.
Hey! So, this being an open playtest, I do want to mention we are going to be modeling the fact that this is a game in process and that this is a game that most of us are learning. There's a little bit of variety at the table for how much each person has played this, but for the most part, this is our first game of it. And even though I'm going to be running 4 games of this for the anthology that I mentioned, this, at time of recording, is the first session of the first game. So we are learning together. So we're going to embrace that, and we're going to have a really great time. Is everybody ready to play?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. So we dive right in. To Oakhaven, spring 1996. The cicadas are loud, but the people have gone quiet. Oakhaven is the kind of town where people leave their doors unlocked, and everyone knows everyone. But lately, people haven't really been themselves. The town librarian stopped blinking. The mayor won't stop smiling. The high school quarterback you heard walked into a cornfield at 3 a.m. and hasn't been seen since. It's getting unusual. But you know, for middle schoolers at Oakhaven, some of that might not matter that much, right? Let's find out how everybody's day is going. Bree, we see you first. Where are you?
So I think we find Bree at her grandpa's, or granddad's, art studio. It's kind of like one of like the 3 places that she finds most safe. And so she is probably currently working on some sort of painting with the different paintbrushes out there is just acrylic paint, just like covering an old band t-shirt that she's just like working on something, fixes it, not quite ready with it, just little tweaks, just like constantly wiping her brush on her shirt and then going back to like a different color, or slowly just like making whatever the outline just a little bit more crisp, like these little tiny edits as she's just fully entrenched in what she's doing.
As she's fully entrenched in this and hitting a moment of, let's call it, if it feels right to you, artistic reverie, like fully locked in, somebody else interrupts you. Who is it?
Probably most likely is Granda. This is usually where he goes for the most part. Bree's grandparents are mostly retired, but like most grandparents, really cannot stop but be busy. The art studio is the new project for Granda, and Bree doesn't mind. She's not too secretive around him. She's a little bit more secretive around her Nana, but she will just kind of like not even noticing who walked in, just finishing it, and she's just like, "There's something wrong."
Granda accidentally knocks over a bunch of supplies behind you, and do you look behind you?
Oh yeah, like that immediately is just like the startle response. And then like almost drops a paintbrush, grabs it at the last second, and she'll just like put it down and just like quickly roll over to make sure like nothing has happened and that everything's okay.
So you see your granddaughter just standing over these spilled supplies, looking terribly disappointed in himself and frozen.
Oh, it's not that bad. Here, and she'll just start looking at the different things on the floor. She'll just kind of like the things she can reach easily. She'll just like lean out of her chair and pick up. And then if she sees something's like under something where it would be a little bit harder for him to like bend down and reach, she actually like just without even thinking starts transferring herself to the floor to help pick it up. Just she knows how much it's bothered him recently of like the different changes, and that she just wants to help wherever she can.
Thank you. Sorry, does your granddaughter have a pet name for you or something he tends to call you?
Probably like Sparrow or some other bird name. Because apparently, as a child, she was always trying to just fly away.
I love that. Sparrow, I'm sorry. I can grab some of this. I don't know where my head is today. I feel like I'm sorry to ask you. You know what? I'm not going to ask. It's fine. I'm okay. No, Sparrow. It's okay. It's okay. Have you eaten? I know sometimes you forget to eat. You just get so into the work here.
And there's like a moment where she like doesn't really want to admit it yet. And then she's, no, I kind of just got up with an idea and then I came out here. So I guess food's an important thing.
Yeah, it is. It is important. It's hard to keep making great art when you haven't eaten, right? Good thing then that I interrupted. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't mess up what you were trying to work on. I know that you have to focus.
No.
I tried to sneak in. My coordination's been off a little bit recently. Anyway, here, and hands you a plate of your favorite snack that your Granda has made for you since you were much younger. What is it?
So I think it's like these, it's like basically like a jacket potato. It's her favorite thing. It's something that like, has like a childhood significance even to her granddad, but it's something they always did together. Like he would just like help put her up on the counter and she would help make this dish. It was like the first thing she ever learned to cook. But it's like probably this one has like some sort of like a very much like the Irish British style of like you've got like your beans on top of it, some cheese, like it's very hearty and filling, and just like full comfort food that she usually never, like, for the most part, she tries to help out as much as she can. And even when they were talking, she was still like picking things up, not even like hearing is, oh, don't worry about it. Nah, that's not a thing. She's going to worry about it. She's going to make sure he's taken care of. But she'll like kind of get back in her chair, take the plate, and start like kind of like scarfing it down, just like fully entrenched in it. And she'll just say, you know, if you need to take extra breaks, that's okay too. You know, you tell me I have to take breaks all the time. I don't listen, but
you get that from me. I'm sorry. I should have remembered to bring you something to drink. And here I would say, if this feels right to you, it's worth establishing to the audience. the studio that that Bree works in has a lot of natural light in it, I think, right? That's conducive to this kind of work. So there's large, windows essentially that look out to the outside. And I think in this moment, Bree, you see your Nana standing with a blank stare, looking past the two of you, just outside of one of those windows, holding a glass of water, not saying anything.
There's just this concern of everything's fine. And it's like that thing processing when something just feels off. And instead of like confronting it head on, it's just like, no, this is just, they're just having like a senior moment, or like when you try to justify something that isn't right. And that's kind of what she's doing at this point, of just saying, oh, I think Nana got a.
Oh, yeah, she's been a little tired recently. Let me go help her. And your granddad just goes out there, and you can hear a little bit like muffled, maybe the conversation. It's low, but goes to grab the glass, but not in like an aggressive way, just trying to help, not moving too fast. Checks in on your Nana, who typically you would expect to be not necessarily verbose, but not shy, right? And definitely has an intensity to her energy. And here you're getting none of it. There is a passiveness that you've never seen in your Nana before in this moment. And when he grabs the glass, he grabs it with a little bit of suddenness because it looks like she's about to drop it.
I think
anything? Yeah.
Under Bree's breath, she just says, no, it can't happen to them. It can't happen to them. It can't. And there's just like, she's just like watching this happen, and like this mixture of trying to mask over what she feels so that she doesn't let them know that she's concerned, while also like she's seen it in some of the other, she's heard of this happening to other kids in the Rocket Club. And like, she just would hope, like, just like how you never think anything is going to happen to you as a young person. Like you just, it doesn't approach your mind until it's there. And there's just like this devastation of like, is this something weird, or is this a normal occurrence? What are we dealing with?
Yeah. I think with that, we leave Bree for the moment. And we find Joey. Joey, where do we find you?
I mean, I'm curious, and Danny, this can be from you or from the table. Are we thinking, is this a school day or is this a weekend?
So we haven't even established time of day, right?
I know.
So I think this can be, if this works well for everybody, after school, right? So this is something that you do that hasn't hit nighttime yet, right? It's let's call it afternoon, but there's still ample time for each of you to make it to your after school job after whatever you're doing right now.
Okay, so it's kind of like our in between school and Rocket Club stuff. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh, Joey is maybe, I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing maybe the most boring out of the group, because I think he is just going to go to the library and do homework. We see him, I think we can kind of pick up on him walking. He notably does not like the school library. It's too small, and they don't have all of the books and information that he would want. And the library also has computers that they're allowed to use. So I think we pick up on Joey, even though, again, like, could have stayed on campus and could have just worked in the library there, is actually instead walking to the bigger 2-story library that's a little bit closer to his house. So we see Joey is 13, usually wearing some kind of like graphic t-shirt with some sort of nerdy comic book, Star Trek. I think with the year that we set this show in is like middle of the greatest and the gayest Star Trek show at the time airing. If you don't know what that is, you can Google it. And so I think, yeah, wears a lot of, graphic t-shirts, baggy, athletic shorts that don't necessarily fit him super well yet. Still in that very awkward age of both simultaneously puberty and transitioning. So doesn't quite fit into his body very well at this point, and has a Guy Gardner level bad haircut that he gave himself, with short blonde hair that I think a parent went through and kind of cleaned it up after he did it. Initially it was way worse than this, and is just also covered in acne from the fact that, again, puberty, but also he has a bad habit of touching and picking at his face, as just, it's a built-in fidget toy. Your skin is just always right there. So I think, yeah, we see him backpack on, just kind of absent-mindedly, fidgeting with something, picking at something on his skin as he walks with purpose to the library.
I love that. I need to ask, because you pointed out that he's such a Star Trek fan. This was a great year for Star Trek, right? DS9 was on, Voyager was on. It was the 30th anniversary of Star Trek that year, and Star Trek First Contact came out. So I gotta ask, what most excites Joey in that grouping?
Definitely Deep Space Nine. He's a big Garrick and Dr. Bashir shipper.
Nice.
Again, it was a gay show for the time that it came out. It really was. Even now, actually, you can rewatch it. It's still a gay show. And so, yeah, I think I'm very excited overall about all of that. But Deep Space Nine is the best.
Cool. I love that. So in this context, I think you do run into Kason Riley, also looking to make the most of this time at the library. How do you run into them?
Yeah, I think that's probably fairly common for. Again, we're part of the Rocket Club, but we're not the jocks of the school, right? So I think it's fairly common for Rocket Club kids to be at the library. I think, too, that Joey kind of has his designated space in the library. He goes and he's got his table where he always sits at. He knows a couple of the librarians there as well. So I think that possibly it's actually more that Kason runs into Joey, because Kason knows where Joey's going to be and kind of goes over to Joey's table where they've just kind of started to set their work up. So Joey looks up and sees this person walking over and just kind of, hey,
hey, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. May I?
Yeah, sure. You can, sit down.
Yeah, I'd like it. I'm gonna. It just holds up a giant stack of books. I'm gonna, is it?
Joey holds up a giant stack of books in response.
Hey,
I don't have any books. Just yeah.
I went through those last week. Yeah.
Nice.
They were good. It was nice. I think you'll like them. Can you describe to us a little bit of what Kason Riley looks like?
Yeah, I think Kason is also same age, also 13. Cisgender male, so he, him, and also looks kind of nerdy, right? Probably potentially also wearing another comic book-y type of shirt. I think that's part of why Joey and Kason get along so well, is they have a lot of really similar interests. So yeah, I think there's a very similar vibe between the two of them.
Love that. I will say, you do see Kaysen wearing a little bit of DS9 merch too.
Amazing. Nice. Yeah.
And it does specifically speak to the ship you were referencing, right? Like it does in the way that a mid-90s shirt can,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So it just like has one of the characters on it, but like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know? So settles in there and just like pulls, I can't do it with my head, but like pulls the hood up, right?
Mhm.
And just like pulls it in a little bit and zones in, like doesn't have like glasses or doesn't have headphones or anything, but is like just like focusing in on this big book in front of them. And you do catch, if you look over there, Joey, that he looks up at you occasionally, and then like if he makes eye contact accidentally, he furiously like gets red and then looks back down at the book.
Yeah, I think that's just like a good solid, however long we're here, like 30 minutes, hour, whatever, of just that back and forth of like both of them in complete dead silence, because it's the library, you gotta be quiet, just reading their like giant, I know I have like giant books next to me, but like big giant sized books, especially for, you know, being 13 years old, and just occasionally looking up and somehow managing to continuously do it at like the same time, or they just keep making eye contact and then keep going back to the book and they don't say another word to each other the whole time.
I love that. I will say that I think that whenever Kaysen sees you go to get up, Kaysen says something like, yeah, the next episode of DS9 is going to be great. You should watch it.
Yeah, of course, totally.
It's a really cool arc that we're in the middle of. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we should like maybe do like a watch party sometime. I'm sure some of the other like Rocket Club kids have to watch it too, right? Like,
yeah, like a group thing. Cool. Yeah, I like group things. Sure. I could ask my mom if we could do it at my place, or it doesn't have to be at my place. Like if I know you like work at the video store or something. I don't know if you can like watch stuff there. Maybe we could do it. Like I don't want to invite myself over. I'm not, you know.
No, we could. That's totally a really good idea. I bet they would let us do it at the video store. I bet they would host something there.
Yeah.
I'll ask. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. I think that's cool. All right. I'll see you. And just leaves, even though you got up to leave first. Like just walks out, and it like left some books, and then like you see them through the door looking back, trying to be like, do I go get the books? And like paralyzed in fear for a moment, and then just we cut away. Because I feel terrible for this tiny child I've made. Okay, so Frankie, where do we find you?
I think Frankie is at home probably, which is like, it's not a huge house, but it is like a very well appointed house. And I think that there is, if this is the cinematic close up, then it's like coming in on a large table in a dining room. Like it is a separate dining room, not just a kitchen table. And at one end of it, Frankie is sitting with a workbook open in front of her. And she is not doing her math homework. And is kind of doodling in the margins and has, you know, a novel like on the table, and has there's the background noise of like a beep from the answering machine, and then her aunt's voice telling her that she's going to be late, so just, you know, heat something up for the fridge. And she's stuck at City Hall. There's business that she has to take care of before she'll be home, but she'll see Frankie later. And like Frankie kind of notes it, but doesn't really do anything in response to it, and just keeps doodling in the margins of her math notebook.
Nice. So, are there any adults in the house?
I think there could be. So I think there can be a housekeeper who kind of takes care of everything because I don't think that Frankie's aunt or mom, and her mom is in her life, just works. My current working theory for Frankie's mom is that she works in air travel, and so she travels a lot for work and is not really around very much. And so is more often with her aunt.
Sure.
At her aunt's house, which is where she kind of lives essentially. And so I imagine that there is a housekeeper who is kind of in and out and kind of checking on Frankie every so often. But Frankie has also just turned 13 and so is at the age where it's like, God, I don't need a babysitter.
With that, I don't need a babysitter energy, and having heard the machine go off with the note of like the very expected, I would, tell me if I'm wrong about this, but based on what you've shared, I would imagine Frankie fully expected that her aunt was not going to be coming home in time to do like this was not
absolutely.
new, right?
Yeah.
So with that in mind, not new to the de facto housekeeper either. Who do you have a name in mind? Would you like me to come up with one?
See, I was gonna say Franny, but I've named my character Frankie, and we can't do that to me.
No, I love it. I mean, I don't. Yeah, maybe to you, my side, I find that deeply entertaining.
Maybe it is Fran because I think that like Franny or Fran because I think that whenever like anyone slips up and says the wrong name, Frankie is like intolerable about it.
Beautiful. So Fran comes in with a nutritious like light meal, like not, there might be like full dinner later, but something that gives you some kind of brain power, right? And something to drink that's healthy. And puts the two of them on the table in reach, but not like oppressively in front of you, right? Being well aware of the general mood of the moment. Fran likely being the adult in your life that actually spends the most time with you, in aggregate. Puts it down. If you look up, you see that she's considering for a moment saying something, and then stops herself and then turns to walk away.
Frankie 100% does not interrogate that because she doesn't want whatever that is. Whatever is forming there she is deeply convinced she does not want.
So here's the pickle that I'm going to put Frankie in. The snack, like the snack, even though it's on the healthy side overall, especially the drink, is actually something Frankie loves. What does Frankie love to snack on?
I think it's grapes with a specific like spicy chip. We're not sponsored, so I'm not going to name the type of chip.
Love
but
it.
If anyone would like to explore sponsorship opportunities, feel free.
Yes.
Doritos, this could be you.
I love it. That's beautiful. So,
but I think it's basically spicy chips, and because you have the salt and the spice, and then the grapes are sweet. Yeah. So this is very much revealing parts of my snack personality here. But
beautiful. I love that. And then nice, cool, refreshing drink that is perfectly suited for this afternoon moment, and while still being healthy. You do notice there is a little bit of extra paperwork on the table, not brought by Fran now, that was already pre-existing. The guy that is catching your eye at this moment just because the plate was put down next to it. Do you interrogate that at all?
I mean, I'll look and see what it is.
All right. So as you're reaching for a snack, you see that it is a note written, you can tell it's Fran's handwriting, for your aunt, relating to your mother's travels, saying that although she was expected to be away for longer, she should be coming home sooner than expected and maybe back today or tomorrow.
Okay. I mean, I think Frankie's attitude, like, she looks like she smiles at it because, like, it's good news that her mom will be home. But I think there's also a very real sense of I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. So I think with that, Frankie maybe settles back in if this feels right to you with the snacks. Back onto the doodling. I did want to ask, you mentioned a novel on the table. What kind of novel?
Okay, I think novel, let's be clear. Novel is a big word for what this is. I'm basing this again on me, which is like, I think it's Beverly Clearly, and it's like 15 or something like that, which I remember very clearly in my head having like a very bright blue cover with like hearts all over it. It's very much the like, I'm a teenager, and because I'm a teenager, I get up to wacky hijinks.
Love that.
And it's the kind of teenage book that I read as a preteen and was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I'm gonna be so cool when I'm a teenager.
That's amazing. I love that so much. Yeah, as an enjoyer of similarly like targeted novels at that age, I appreciate that. I think we leave Frankie to her doodling, and and her snacking, and we find Chris. Chris, where do we find you?
Yeah, so Chris, it's his turn to do the Be Kind Rewind errands right now. He has a very clear direction. He's currently heading to Coach Timothy's house. Right now, he's supposed to hand out flyers. He's got a big stack, but he knows that he wants to go there specifically. It's the spring. It's not basketball season, so Coach should be at home in his suburban neighborhood. You see Chris, he's a 14-year-old East Asian boy, about 5'3". He's wearing big blue Jinko jeans, a blue zip-up hoodie. He's got maybe a little Walkman clipped on his belt. He's got headphones on, but he's walking with purpose.
What kind of music is he listening to in his Walkman?
He's listening to Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson, baby.
Feeling real cool. Does he move to it a little bit? Is it in his step? Is it in the swagger?
I think so. Like, I think he thinks he's like right on beat, and every now and then he'll do like a little turn, and then it'd be like, wait, did someone see that? Oh no. but he's jamming.
The good news is he's generally mortified privately, because there actually aren't very many people on the street. So it is, I will say, does Chris, do you feel like it's, from Chris's perspective, like pretty evenly broken out who does the Be Kind Rewind errands for the video store where you all hang out? Or does Chris like to do it more? Like, what's his relationship with the errands?
So when it isn't basketball season, Chris likes to do it more because of his ulterior motive here. Because he's never made the basketball team. He tries out every year. His intention is to always like be floating around to help Coach Timothy. Specifically this time, it's like he knows that Coach Timothy has a rental that should be returned today. And if it's not returned today, there's a late fee. And so, like, I think that Chris, like, on these days, he's trying to get there so he could be like, why don't I take it back for you so that you don't have to worry about it? and maybe come tryout time, I don't know, you look past the fact that I missed that layup. And so he probably takes on more of the burden of the errands around springtime.
I love that. That's fantastic. So you roll up to Coach's house, and you don't see Coach in the front yard, but you do see what you recognize as like the very top of Coach's silhouette from behind in the backyard, like just above the fence line. You're aware from having been here. This is a small town, like you all kind of know each other. Coach doesn't tend to leave the door to his backyard unlocked. You do see that it is swung slightly open right now. What do you do?
I think that Chris is going to call out, "Coach!" and then like just try to casually make his way to the backyard.
Coach's head does not turn at all. Do you open the door?
Yes.
When you open the door, you see Coach, who is about 6'2", very firmly built person, right? Seems physically strong in a way that has softened a little bit with years, but doesn't seem any less formidable. Is turned away from you, holding a garden hose that is just spilling water to the side, not moving.
Coach?
Do you approach?
I think he's going to keep his distance if there's no like verbal response.
You hear
Are you okay? I think that spot is pretty well watered.
You hear a noise from inside the house.
And I think Chris is going to go over to the faucet and turn it off. And he's going to try to take a look at what might have made the noise in the house.
So it turns off the faucet. Coach, if you spare a look over in that direction, Coach is still holding the hose unmoving, seemingly not having noticed that it stopped running the water. There is a window near the spigot that lets you look into the kitchen of the house. And you see Coach's husband inside, just standing in front of a dishwasher with a broken plate on the floor next to them, also unmoving. And they're staring back at you through the window, but they don't seem to see you.
Like, I think Chris is going to test this with a quick wave.
It takes longer than Chris might expect, but their eyes flicker toward the hand moving, and then they go like this.
What is going on? And Chris is a little frazzled. And so his plan has shattered. He's just going to take one of the flyers and like maybe wet it a little bit with like a few drips from the faucet and then put it on the glass. And then he's going to run away.
So as he's executing this plan to put it on the glass, he notices through the window that the tape that he came to recover is on the table. And to give you a sense of the geography here, there is a door that leads to the kitchen that is just to the side of where Chris is, but Chris would have to pass by Coach to get to the door. But if he opened the door, the table's very nearby, and Coach's husband's on the other side of the table. So you can
okay, all right. I see it. Chris is like, I could still be helpful. I mean, they seem to be out of it, and maybe that's why the tape hasn't been returned. Look, they say always go above and beyond. 110%. This is 110%. Let's go.
Right. As you pass by, do you go straight to the door without looking over at Coach, or do you look over at Coach?
I think I'll look over at Coach.
Okay. When you look over at Coach, Coach's mouth is hung open, and Coach's eyes are extremely wide.
All right. Okay. Yeah. They might have had some adult things. So I'm gonna wander in and be helpful to them.
You get inside, and the tape is right in front of you. Do you grab it?
Yes.
Great. You grab it. You look up, and Coach's husband is looking over at you with a shard of the broken plate in their hand, unmoving.
I'm sorry, and then he's gonna run.
As you run into Coach, who is now standing on the other side of the door. You are able to get out of the door. You're not blocked, right? So you're technically in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
But you did run directly into Coach, who still has the hose in hand. You see is gripping it extremely tightly. No water would be coming through it now, even if it was there to come through, because it's being choked out by Coach there. And Coach is staring down at you from about a foot taller than you, just going...
You'll thank me later. I'll do extra push-ups, I promise.
And does not chase after you. You're able to get away smooth.
I think soon as sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
As soon as Chris is like out of the yard, he is gonna start whispering sweet nothings to his leg boosters, because one of the wonderful elements of his Jinko jeans, in addition to looking sick as hell, is the fact that they cover up the fact that he can always have his rocket rig on him, and he's going to be whispering, "You can do it. You're good enough. You're going to do great things," in an effort to try to activate them so he can get away as quickly as he can.
That's amazing. I think without a role in this situation, through the power of rocketry, ingenuity, and belief in oneself, your rocket rig activates and you are able to smoothly exit this scenario.
Thank
like
you.
The helpful, smooth criminal that you are.
Yeah.
With that, we let a little bit of time pass into the time that you would arrive typically, all of you, at a predetermined time at Be Kind Rewind, the video rental store where you all work, I guess. It's not formal employment, but likely predominantly due to your ages, but you hang out there and help out in exchange for getting to hang out, sometimes getting some free snacks, ability to watch some movies there, maybe a little bit of TV. They don't ask a lot of questions as long as you stay helpful, right? Who arrives first? I'm going to go ahead and say it's actually Chris, given what we just went through. Who gets there first?
I did
Chris,
rocket rig.
Yeah, how do you rocket rig into the space? Like what does that look like?
So I think that the fear had overtaken him a bit. He has the tape in one hand. He has maybe one flyer left. The rest of them have blown away because of just the sheer speed. But I think that as he arrives at Be Kind Rewind, he bursts through the door, causing the bell attached to the top to jingle furiously. And he slams the tape down onto the counter and says, I got the tape, Coach Timothy's tape. So no late fees, right?
And who you're speaking to is a young adult who works at the Be Kind Rewind store officially, who is medium helpful at most on average. And then looks over at the manager of the store and says, "Is that policy? Do they have to like return it themselves?" The manager just go check the back. We need to clean up some stuff. And turns over to you, Chris, and says, "Thank you. I wish I had 5 of you. You're so helpful. When you're able to, I would love to pay you to work here. If you want to do that, I could use the help.
I'd love to be paid.
You want. Yeah, I mean, not now because I can't because I'd get in trouble. But
right.
When you're allowed, then you have a job here if you want it. Sorry, whose tape was this? You said I wasn't.
Coach Timothy, the Timothys.
Okay, copy. Perfect. The Timothy, and just goes over to their like CompuServe to try to see if they can like get it, worked out. And like, I'm not really good at do you know how to work this? Like I know I should know better, but this isn't, I feel like I've got 2 left hands and I'm not left-handed,
Yeah, I'd love to.
Sure. And just moves to the side to let you do it. You know the password and just slips you like a piece of paper there that has the password on it. That is just password. But tries to be clever because the O is a 0. Right?
Great.
Like that gets it done. And then fully leaves you to the computer, like goes to the back room where they sent this other employee and says, "Marshall, how is it messier?" And then just closes the door. While you're at the computer, who arrives next? I think maybe it's Bree.
I think.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. If you want it to be Frankie.
it could be Frankie. I don't think there's like Frankie and Bree could actually arrive at the same time, probably, I would assume. I don't know. Is Bree rocket rigging or just arriving in a non-propelled fashion?
Well, Bree's usually late 90% of the time. So she's probably using her wheelchair as her rocket rig at the moment. Definitely did not leave 10 minutes after she should have.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that rocket rig looks like how that functions?
Yeah, absolutely. So to describe Bree a little bit, like I said, she wears these acrylic covered band t-shirts, some wide leg jeans and chunky sneakers with always a different hand knitted or crocheted beanies that kind of keep the frizz down from her curly wavy brown hair. She's a wheelchair user, and her rocket rig is a wheelchair that would be considered under the rocket rig rules as a vehicle. So mine is basically there are a bunch of little gadgets and doodads of I think the best way to explain it is a little bit of a James Bond. You know how James Bond usually has a vehicle that has all these strange different devices. If he makes that with more of an Inspector Gadget vibe, that's probably more so of what the rocket rig is. Currently, she's probably using the power assist function that makes it so she can go way faster than her little arms can carry her. and is kind of like zooming in. Probably does not watch well enough. Hits the crack, kind of like bounces, like the chair kind of like wavers as it kind of like jumps up over it. Lands hard as like she's like iron gripping the little joystick that is what she uses for the power assist, and like kind of almost like barreling into Frankie. She probably says, coming in hot.
Well, and Frankie's rocket rig is like a golf cart that is basically super powered. This is very much like a my visual cue for this is like, this is such a specific reference. In the show Home Improvement, basically it would be like adding, right, like inadvisable things to machines, right, to make them go faster and louder. But like all of the screen wipes would be different things that were just like this, it will be an engine noise, and that's the cue for Frankie's thing, because I think it goes real fast but is not especially safe. And so I think that probably Bree's rocket rig and Frankie's rocket rig have encountered each other in the past. And I think there was probably even like a conversation, like Frankie 100% would have started a conversation about like, could we join them together and like have, you know, like basically windsurfing, but with cars and rocket rigs. It was a very bad idea. Let's be clear. So what I think you see is Frankie with two kind of frizzy fun buns or pigtails always, and a pastel shirt that has sparkly, like a very neon sparkly heart shape on it. And it's kind of like Fast and the Furious, where Frankie pulls up and then Bree immediately pulls up afterwards and just hits that crack.
Question for Bree. Have you taken Frankie's suggestion in the past at that experimentation with your rocket rigs?
Yes, I think that like we have tried ways. Like I think there might be a way to like rig the chair in the backs, like so like it's, if we all need to travel together, she's just like kind of like it's kind of locked into the back of the golf cart. But like I think too, she's also like very gently asked Frankie to test out her bumper car ability.
Nice.
On the golf cart with varying levels of success. I don't know whether or not it's always been done with permission. Sometimes it just accidentally happens, and she's just always claims it's an experiment. I don't know what to tell you, but
Fair. How has that been for Frankie?
I mean, I think Frankie's bumpers have always been sort of like not disposable, but definitely replaceable, because I think at this point she's done so much to them that it just kind of like, oh, another dent, like, you know,
It's character. It shows you're trying.
I do think there is something that she has quoted from like her mom or grandparent or something like that, which is like, you know, a few scratches never hurt nobody, and then we're still we're more than a few scratches in at this point.
Yeah, that's super fair. All right, so I will say there is, if this works for all of you, an area behind Be Kind Rewind that is there's an alley. So there's an alley behind Be Kind Rewind that opens out into something a little bit more expansive. That is private, like fairly private enough where you could do some experimentation with your more like vehicular rocket rig stuff, right? So there's space back there. Might have been one of the things that attracted you to hanging out at Be Kind Rewind, although most of it is that maybe they just don't kick you out, right, while you're hanging out there. But it's convenient that it's there, right? So there is space for you to be able to do that. Why is Joey the last one to arrive?
I mean, Joey generally is very bad at keeping track of time. And I think it's the last one specifically because he's the only one who doesn't use his rocket rig to get there. I think, for one, he has to pack up all the stuff from the library, right, in a backpack that already is too full. It's the kind of like one folder situation in which there's one folder that all of the homework from every class goes into. So there's like a very overstuffed folder of stuff, and then just books. And I do think that at this point in packing up, he has to grab his books and Kaysen's books because he left his books here and seemed like he wanted them back. So I load up this backpack full of stuff, which makes it a little bit difficult to use my rocket because my rocket also goes on my back and I've got this like massively overstuffed backpack. So I think, again, like he was engrossed in the book, lost a little bit of track of time, realizes he needs to leave, realizes he has to pack before he can possibly leave, shoves everything in the backpack, and then just like runs. Just purely foot powered, and is not the most athletic, doesn't look athletic because they're not athletic.
Fair. So shows up a little bit winded, maybe after everybody else is inside. And when they come in, so Marshall and the manager come out from the back, right? The manager's still berating Marshall. It's fine. I'll do it myself. Don't worry about it. Go make sure that all of the videos are organized the way they're supposed to in each section. And looks over at you, Joey, in a way that you're not used to the manager looking at you because it's like some kind of expectation. Then you realize they're not actually looking at you. They're looking at the person behind you. Do you look behind you?
Yeah.
So there you see 5'10", looking incredibly just well-appointed, far more well-appointed than one would imagine anyone has any reason to present oneself at a video store, is Daisy, the other teenage employee of the video store alongside Marshall, who tends to work there while you all are there. Tends to be on a similar shift to when you arrive. And Daisy lightly pushes past you without touching you, right? Like doesn't actually push into you, but it's still kind of like taking up your space a little bit by moving through, like just with a sense of like, I belong here, right? And moves through. And the manager says, "Why are you late?" And she says, "I'm not late. This is when I'm supposed to be here." And then just comes on through next to where you're seated, Chris, and pulls out a magazine on a stool and just starts leafing through the magazine, saying nothing else. You're all now in the space. What would you like to do?
I would like to know if Daisy is actually late.
Oh, I think you all would know already. There's no test to this. Daisy's late as hell. Like Daisy's like Daisy's solidly like an hour late.
I think Frankie respects someone who is able to negotiate the room in that way. Like this is something she has been taught to value.
I love that. What about the rest of y'all? How are things going at the computer, Chris?
I think that Chris is a little intimidated because initially he's like, trying to process this return, making sure that everything is like done well. And then as soon as Daisy's right next to him, Daisy is a good 7 inches taller than he is. And like there's just an element of Chris being like, man, if I were as tall as she is, I'd definitely make the basketball team. And he also feels now like it's not necessarily Daisy, but just anyone watching him do anything, there's just a level of pressure. And so he's starting to type like typos. He's clicking the wrong name. And he's like, hey Daisy.
Oh, hey, sorry. Chad?
Timothy?
No?
Oh no, it's
Timothy.
it's
Timothy. I knew it was Timothy. I forgot. I'm sorry. Yeah, Timothy. Hey, Timmy. Hey.
Yeah.
Buddy. You doing computer stuff?
That's Chris.
Chris. But I don't think so, because he just said his name was Timothy. Looks back over at you,
it's Timothy. All right.
It's Timothy. See, it's Timothy. Timmy. I call him Timmy. Is Timmy is good?
Yep. Timmy is fine.
You look like a Timmy. Definitely not like a Chris.
Thank
Definitely does not look like a Chris. Don't know where you would have gotten that.
Frankie is just looking directly at Chris and the situation that Chris now finds himself in.
Chris is turning red, and he's just like he's trying to like really like shrink in on the computer and just making more and more mistakes. He's basically reached the point where like imagine that you're trying to look busy at a computer, but you're not actually typing anything. It's just really loud. It's just like so many button clicks.
Be like, wow, Timmy is really a computer whiz, right, Franny?
Well, Timstopher, I'll see you in the back.
What's wrong with Franny? It goes back to flipping through the magazine.
Chris will correct Daisy and say, her name is Frankie, actually.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Frankie. Timmy says your name is Frankie. I called you Franny. You should have told me that your name was Frankie. But Timmy took care of it. You should be more assertive, like Timmy. Back to the reading of the magazine.
Frankie does not respond. There is no response.
What about Bree and Joey? What are y'all doing?
I think seeing the panic in Chris/Timmy, because I'm not gonna correct Daisy if you're not gonna, but I see the panic in your like stuff on the computer. I will go over just like, do you need help with the computer stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I got it. I can do that.
Thank you, Joey. I'll be in the back.
Yeah, I'll be back there. This will only take me a minute.
Okay, see you soon.
Joey is a big computer person, so they'll take over.
That's beautiful. So Timstopher is moving toward the back. Joey's back at the computer. What about Bree?
I think Bree has just been watching everything going on, just like in the way like you just can't look away from the train wreck happening. And then finally, when the entertainment's over, she'll just kind of like trudge towards the back of the store, like not even giving like Daisy a mind. She definitely like has the air of like, yeah, I'm supposed to be here. Why would I not be supposed to be here? That's kind of her key to get anywhere, is to act like you should be there.
I love that. It works. It's fully sold like bought and sold. Just Daisy looks over at you and says, "Sup?"
She just gives a nod. And then she'll just say, "Hey, did you get the trig homework? I thought it was crazy." And then it's just gonna like back into the background.
Like, yeah, no, I somebody took care of it for me. It seemed boring, and just goes back to reading the magazine. The manager comes out. I'm going to go ahead and give him a name now. His name is Raphael. Raphael comes out and says to you all as you're going to the back, take your time back there. I got to step out for a bit. Marshall and Daisy are technically in charge, but the four of you are actually in charge while I'm out. But I didn't say that, and I will tell people that you're lying if you tell people I said that. Cool? If I'm not back by the time you leave, you know where the keys are. Leave them in the spot in the back. I'll see you later. And then jets out the front door. So Marshall is still there. Daisy is still there. Marshall is wandering around the aisles. If anybody bothers to look in that direction, kind of trying to make sure everything's in the right place, seeming to be a little bit like frozen with too many choices. Like, does this go here or there? Also, just spacing out occasionally. Daisy continues to flip through the magazine. Joey, what do you do?
Finish up whatever I can. Chris didn't tell me what they were doing on this computer, so I kind of have to pick it up from like context clues and go back and look at like, oh, there's a lot of misspellings and a lot of.
Here's what I'll say is there, and then I'm going to ask you, Matt, what Chris might what might be added here. But I'm going to say that with what's been described so far, Chris 100% was in like an inventory interface of some sort, the appropriate to 1996, right? Some kind of input output area for rental tracking, right? And fully wrote like, like just like total consonants for days, right? When they were typing without there being any purpose, just very loudly into one of those fields in particular that now has like a giant paragraph's worth of consonants, almost no spaces, somehow very few vowels, most of them were missed, right? And some punctuation marks. Anything else that Chris would have put in?
Yeah, I think at the point you would probably notice exactly where he got flustered because he starts typing Timothy and Chris over and over again.
Okay, I'm gonna delete everything. Just get rid of all of the nonsense that's there, right? And then see the Timothy Chris. I think at some point they start to like blend together into one name. There's a couple places where there's just like Christophe. And I'm just gonna delete all of that and try and find where it looks like, okay, here's where Chris was actually doing something. Like I can see a point here behind what he was doing, and try and just finish up the last little bit of what you were doing, and then save it, and then go join everyone in the back.
So as you're going through that process, Daisy says, without looking up from her magazine, so you and Timmy are both like computer kids, huh?
Yeah.
Like you have a lot in common, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. You know, you like hanging out with Timmy?
Yep. Yeah. No, I like hanging out with everybody in our club.
Yeah, for sure. But like you and Timmy have got like that computer bond, right?
Yeah, a bit, yeah.
That's cool. I'm glad that kids like you find each other, you know, like computer kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's like really cute, right?
Sure.
This is a good talk. It just goes back to the magazine.
I feel like Joey and Daisy do not talk very often, so we're just kind of just like, why are you talking to me a little bit? Not that she sees, because I don't think she's actually looked at me the entire time.
Never looked up once from the magazine.
So I give her a bit of a like, who are you? Why are you talking to me? Okay, whatever. And then, finish up, go back to the back.
Tell Timmy I say hi. And just
Okay.
all of you make it into the back. And so describe a little bit of the back part of this HQ of yours. What is your, let's do it this way. What's your favorite part of this? Like, what makes it really feel like this is your space for each of you?
I think as soon as Chris goes back, like there's just a little corner where he's set up a net, and he's got a basketball hoop where that's just where he likes to chill for a minute, especially after that fiasco. So he just goes to this side, and he'll shoot a couple hoops to calm down. Like the net prevents the ball from like going anywhere, like messing up someone's rig, because I think initially he probably set up the hoop and then accidentally destroyed someone's thing with a rebound. And so he was mortified, and so he's got that set up. But he's shooting a couple hoops before he finally chills out. And there's like a long bench along the back wall. And he just goes to sit over there, and he starts fiddling with his leg boosters, because he did take them on a pretty long jaunt back.
Nice.
I think Frankie, I imagine that everybody has their separate workspaces back here. And I think that Frankie's has, and in the surrounding area close to Frankie's, there's like a list of, there's very much, it's not bedazzled because this isn't the bedazzled era yet, but it's very neon signs that are like, make sure to clean up after yourself, smiley face. And, reduce, reuse, recycle. And then it's got like a neon version of the arrow symbol. Reminder, fridge is cleaned out every second Tuesday. There's, a list of allergies taped to the fridge. Frankie is very like, this is a workplace. Like Frankie was raised in bureaucracy, so there's a certain amount of paperwork and displaying that goes along with that. And I think that Frankie's own workspace is covered in stickers, just like all kinds of stickers everywhere of many different varieties and many different like businesses, like the free stickers that businesses give out are just posted everywhere. And I think that there's like a picture of the Rocket Club from like something that we did in the previous year.
Something to do with owls, perhaps?
Something to do with owls. There is like a very prominent, and I don't think it's Frankie's artwork. It may be another club member's artwork, but I think there is like a poster of an owl with like serious glasses on, like nice. With like the owls are watching you written around it.
I love that. That's very cool. Question: is it near the back door that leads to the alleyway?
Possibly, yeah, probably.
Okay. Do you keep the keys to that back door that you have been entrusted with by the club on your person, or do you like hang them somewhere in the space?
I think when I know nobody, I think they're on Frankie's person. People have to ask her for them. So there's like a sign out system.
Nice. Do you have the sign out sheet like up somewhere, or do you have to, like,
it's laminated, obviously.
Nice. Beautiful. Love that. And like dry erase, like you just like sign it. That's perfect. I love that. All right, Bree, what does your space look like?
Yeah, I think Bree's space is like near where Chris's is, like in a like opposing like side court like nook. She's got a full-on cot there. Just because there are some nights where it's very late and her grandparents prefer her to stay inside than to try and travel in the middle of the night. So she will kind of like stay out late at the club. Also, if like any of the other kids need to be there, she won't leave while there's another kid there. So she just kind of keeps like stuff where she can take a nice quick nap. But also she has like a nice little like workstation where there is like a bunch of different like artwork that she's done or her grandpa has done, kind of like covers the wall. She's got like, it's organized chaos for the most part. Where like is like a bucket that has all of the different tools and like screws, and they're all kind of a little bit mixed together, but she knows exactly where to grab to get the right thing that she needs. She's got like the little like wall that has like hanging up of like all the different tools that she would use for vehicles, because that's mainly what she's really good at, is the more like auto slash like gadgeteering knack. There's also like on the desk like a bunch of different library books at varying levels of past due that she just keeps forgetting to take back. She'll take it back at the end of the school year and make it look like she never took them in the first place. But she basically has it all set up, and I think that she like will kind of look over at Chris and say, "So you're Timmy now? You gonna call you Timmy?"
I panicked.
We worked on this.
I'm sorry.
Hi, Daisy. My name is Chris. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, look, some weird stuff happened today, and it just threw everything out of my brain. I'm sorry.
You're fine. I just give you crap.
I appreciate it though. I'll do better next time.
I'll hold up cue cards, I swear, next time.
To
Okay.
be fair, you can do it again tomorrow and she will have no recollection of it. So
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It's like
All right.
Groundhog's Day.
Exactly. Okay. I'll try to get set up again tomorrow.
Yeah.
But today it's just been an odd time. So thanks for checking in on me, guys.
I will say Groundhog Day canonically at the video store, so you can watch it if you want to. Question for Bree before we go to Joey's setup. Kind of a two-part question. There's specialized equipment all over this area back here, right? A little bit of that is that Raphael, although not so techie themselves, it seem to have like leftover knickknacks. You don't fully know where it is. Raphael's told stories before about where some of the specialized equipment came from. Not consistent stories, right? You can't tell if it's like Raphael's making it up, Raphael forgets, like which they mixes up the things. Unclear, but the provenance of these items is suspect, right? Like it's entirely not canonically established. That having been said, there are some items there that you brought in that are specialized equipment, each of you. And for Bree, there is at least one from Mrs. Mortimer and one from Miss Wainwright. I will leave it to you to explain, like to decide which one to get into first, and how much you want to say about how you feel about them. What are they?
We'll start with the positives. Mrs. Mortimer is like almost like a like an aunt, not blood related, but like an older figure in her life that has somehow taken a shine to her. She really isn't sure because they met in like the worst of circumstances. But Mrs. Mortimer has given her like that besides the library books she's collected and like a very like secretive shelf that it's like very put away, like it's kept like so neat and tidy that it's shocking it's Breeze. But there are like textbooks on like anatomy, on herbs that are local to us, like survival guides, like any book that Bree has basically seen that she liked at the Widow's Web. Basically, Mrs. Mortimer just said, take it home. So she's got like how to fix like basically like tool books for like survival situations, for even like robotics books that she knows Mrs. Mortimer had ordered in just because she knows Bree likes it. There's things that would not be normal to the Widow's Web clientele that just so happened to appear on the shelf the day that Bree had shown up in the store. So she's been tutoring a lot because Bree likes to think out there, and she knows as much as she loves art. She's very pragmatic, and so is her Nana, where she knows she needs to find something else just in case. Like art is something she always wants to pursue, but she's not so quite confident in herself enough that she would go fully into it. So she's been looking up like medical engineering and different like vehicle engineering, like just trying to like absorb as much information as she can. And Mrs. Mortimer has been supplying like every resource she could possibly need as far as pursuing that dream. Mrs. Wainwright, on the other hand, Miss Wainwright, oh boy, I think it's something that she keeps, and it's like specialized equipment, but like in the way that it's ever so slightly like a dig. Like she basically gave Bree a beginner's chemistry set, because there was one day where, and to give background, Miss Wainwright is one of our science teachers, very new to the school, and has taken a particular, not necessarily hatred, but a particular bullying style against Bree, mostly because Bree is not the most conforming student. But basically gave her a beginner's chemistry set because obviously she had so much more to learn. And she's just kind of like, you can never run out of beakers. You can never run out of that stuff. And she's kind of just kept it almost as a way to spite, like, I'll use your stuff. Yeah, give me that $60 chemistry shit set. But there's a part of her that just like, it irritates her, but she keeps it out there to like remind her of like, show them what you can do. Show them how far you can go. And some of the kids need that beginner's chemistry set that are in Rocket Club. So while she may not get the most use out of it, she's not going to let something like that go to waste.
Love that. All right. And then Joey, let's actually start off with the question, and then please describe the rest of your area. What was given to you by Nadia Ziad that is in this space? And what does it mean to you?
Yeah, I think that it is very similar to Bree. I think in the space there is a bookshelf in Joey's area as well. And I think that, she came and she's spoken to like school assembly kind of style things, right? Like they bring in a speaker and most of the kids are like half asleep during it. And then Joey is like on the edge of his seat, like, oh, they brought in like a real professional scientist to talk to us. I imagine a lot of the Rocket Club kids were really excited about like getting to hear from like a real professional scientist. But I think that Joey already had a copy of her book, but after she came and spoke at the school and Joey asked like a million questions while she was there, that he was able to get her to sign it and to write like, I think it's one of those things where like Joey really knows who she is, and she like vaguely was like, oh, this like cute little kid who seems so into science. So wrote one of those like semi-generic kind of like keep at it encouraging notes, but to Joey it was very personal and special. So I think that book in particular is because I think Joey and Bree's spaces are mirrors of each other, except I think Joey's is a little less organized chaos and a little more just chaos. But that he always knows where that book is because it's always in like the same space, and I think that it is in like a protected, like it's got like a extra jacket around it basically, so it doesn't get dusty or anything or get like. I think there's a lot of stuff in this space, right? A lot of papers, but also like we're doing chemical experiments. Stuff catches fire every now and then. Like there is a decent amount of dangerous things going on, especially for our age back here. So he's got that very protected. And yeah, I think that starts to get into describing the space. Joey's area in particular is just a lot of papers. I think the other book, if people are okay with it, that is kind of in the protected book space is our like lab book basically that we have that keeps track of all of the different experiments and all of the different things that other rocket clubs have done before us, right? Because I think that Joey is very determined to get our stuff in the book. Like we are going to come up with something that is good enough that we're going to get to take up multiple pages of the book, and all the rocket clubs that come after are going to read about our cool stuff and how awesome we were, and they're going to use our inventions. So I think that book is also in a like place of honor. And then, yeah, the rest of the space is notes and drawings of his rocket that are very, very complicated, and a fairly large pile of just like crumpled up pages that are in the corner somewhere. And yeah, a lot of less organized chaos.
Love that. That's very good. So these areas that each of you have are, I would imagine, respected by each of you. But there are, there is space for collaboration as well. The back door, is a good way in and out if you need to like get anything through that you don't want the people in the front to notice, right? Or that needs to be a little bit more secretive. As I mentioned in the back there is space for more experimentation, not just with vehicular stuff, but also maybe with some chemistry stuff that's better like ventilated. Do you know what I mean? Like better where you're not trapped with the fumes, right? So you've got some stuff you could do out there. If you're going to set something on fire, I'm not making suggestions here, but it might be better done outdoors. So that out back, even though you're not out there right now, there are like metal setups and things like that, things that you've used to contain this kind of thing that you've also scrapped together. The most notable thing in this moment is that Sam, the oldest current member of the Rocket Club, is nowhere to be found. They were meant to meet you here at this time, and it's not super like them to be late. It's definitely not like them to be this late. So to whatever degree you were tinkering with your own stuff, maybe waiting to get started or hang out or whatever you're going to do that night, it's now gotten to the point where like, it's weird Sam's not here. What do you do?
Did anyone hear from Sam?
Not
I mean,
recently.
We could call their house, but they might not be home.
We could still call. I mean, even if they're not home, her parents would know where she is.
I think Frankie goes to the laminated contact sheet chart and flips through and takes what I assume is a bright pink corded phone from the wall
Mhm.
and calls Sam's house.
So I will say that fully works. I will say that it's a little loud, even though you're in the back, so it's not as loud as it is in the store. It seems that somebody, either Marshall or Daisy, has turned up the music in store, which is just a loop of the same 580s songs all the time. That's the only thing that Raphael allows people to play in the store. And what you're hearing is Tainted Love right now. Tainted Love is playing in the background. You can talk over it, but you might have to like talk a little louder, or it might be like you might have to press your ear to hear it a little clearly because it's coming in louder than before, which is a little unusual too, right? Like you're not used to it getting a little louder like that. Hello?
Hey, Sam?
No. This is her mother. With whom am I speaking?
This is Frankie.
Frankie from the Rocket Club, right?
Yeah. And I think Frankie is visibly surprised that it was Frankie from the Rocket Club and not like another like version of Frankie that was known. Yeah.
Sorry, did you say you were calling to speak with Sam? I thought
Sam's
Sam was
not here
there.
yet, and we know this is when we usually meet, so we were just checking to see.
Yeah, Sam left a couple hours ago. Sam's not there?
Not yet, but you know how it is. Sometimes people get distracted, end up working on a project at the library or something. And I think that the phone is dropping and Frankie is just going like, so yeah. Probably Sam's just on her way. Okay. Thank you. We'll have her call when she gets here. Bye.
Yeah, please. Right when and you hang up on that. I was just gonna say right when she gets there, fully hang up on that.
Sam's mom doesn't know where she is. Apparently, she left like 2 hours ago.
Oh.
Should we go look for her?
I mean, yeah, we can go. Do we know? Is Sam a biker? Does Sam get around via bike?
Sam is a biker. Sam does actually. Sam's rocket rig is modified onto their bike. There's a kind of a very vehicular rocket club, right?
We were all vehicles all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sam does actually take a lot of pride in their bike.
We could reverse the course back and go see if we can find.
Yeah, I think Joey has, at this point, like slung off just like 10 pounds of backpack with books and like thrown it underneath the table, and will pull out his rocket rig, which feels very appropriate for going and looking for someone, because his rocket rig is a jetpack. It definitely is a very handmade looking jetpack. It is very like slim and sleek, but also there's just like wires crossing in weird places and parts of it that like from the outside look like that doesn't need to be there, but that is like a functional foundational piece that it could not work without, even though it looks like it's just kind of an extra thing that's taped on there. So it's very complicated, and nobody else knows how it works or how it kind of stays. It does not look like this should keep anyone in the air. But yeah, Joey will get that out and kind of, finish up whatever like last little thing they were tinkering with and go, I will scan from the sky. And we'll start putting that on.
So as you set that up, you all hear a noise from outside the back door. Not against the back door. It's not like somebody's knocking or anything. It's like somebody knocked into something in the back alley that leads to your like exterior hangout area. And you know that there aren't people there most of the time. You can get in and out back there, but yeah.
Invent a thing.
Yeah.
I want us to have a Periscope.
Okay. Please tell me more. Please tell me more.
I feel like I said that says it all. Really, no. I want it to like look down on the alleyway, so
Sure.
we can check. This is to check for clearance before we like bring stuff in or take stuff out.
Yeah. Okay. I think I am. So Periscope exists. I'm just letting that happen because that's too awesome. I want it to be there. It's there. Consider it granted. But I would like to see how well it's functioning and how well you all have maintained it. So I would like to bring us to the first roll of the game. And this is going to be, to explain to the folks at home who are watching, you roll 3d6. You need to have different looking d6 to track this easily. You assign one to be your outcome die, one to be your side effect die, and one to be your mood die. We're going to display what it's like with this roll and future ones. But the short of that is your outcome die is the most traditional part of the roll, right? It's going to success or failure in the way that you're most likely used to if you're watching this. Side effect is how awesome or complicated that gets and in what ways. And mood is how you feel about it and how you're engaging with that. And the interesting thing here is I, as the guide, I determine how to interpret the outcome according to the rubric of the game. But the player rolling determines how the side effect and the mood manifest. So we make this together. Now, I will allow help. Help is a part of this. There's a help action. I will remind the players at the table and let the folks at home know that as in many games similarly structured to this one, if you do help, you share in potential consequences. So if there is a misfire, if there are any conditions given, anybody who's helping would receive either the same condition or at least a condition as well. But first, Frankie, can you describe specifically how you're trying to use this Periscope?
I just want to see what the noise was in the. So I go over to our little Periscope and kind of push it up.
Love that.
And have to stand on my toes because I imagine it was built probably before we were there. So Frankie might be a little short for it.
Yeah. I do think you might have inherited it from some of the kids who've like grown out of the Rocket Club, right?
Yeah.
That had varying heights, you know?
Can Chris help by bringing a chair over so that Frankie will be able to stand comfortably?
Fully. So that's going to be a +1 on the number of rerolls that you have, Jelly, for this roll off of that help. And it's going to help you up. I will say I will allow in this situation what essentially amounts to retroactive help. Like if somebody did something to the equipment to like help maintain it, I'll allow that as well.
Okay.
But you don't have to.
Okay. So the outcome is 5.
Okay. So you do what you're aiming to do. Full success.
The side effect is 1. So crisis.
Oh no. That's amazing. That's actually pretty perfect. Although you have to describe the crisis, what I will do is I will describe the outcome for you, and then you can describe the crisis. What is the mood roll?
Love.
Oh boy. Boy howdy. I love this so much.
You do have at least one reroll, right? If you want to, because it help gives you at least one.
I'll use it for crisis because I don't. I think love is
funny. Do you want to use it for? Okay, all right, perfect. It's your call. Go for it.
What skill were you rolling? Because you might have more rerolls than that, depending.
Oh,
yeah.
What does the skill do to it?
It determines the number of rerolls that you have.
Oh, I see.
Or what trait? Trait is the proper word.
Trait. Yeah.
I mean, the trait, I guess, would be. Sorry, it's just. I mean, probably design because I'm like planning. I guess.
That I can buy that. I mean, I just need the pitch, but I think design can work. I'm looking here at your trades. So yeah, well, yeah, I think design can work. Honestly, you can make an argument for impact maybe also, but mechanically it's the same for you because you have from what I'm looking at, you have one reroll in both. So you actually have two rerolls that you can do. So if you want to risk it for the biscuit, you can try rerolling both love and
Sure, I do have a funny idea for love, but the side effect doesn't match it. So let's see. I rolled another one for side effect. So
fate. Yeah.
That's it.
I am gonna use my other reroll to reroll the mood. That's 5, which is thrill.
Thrill. Okay, beautiful. So the Periscope works perfectly. It works exactly as intended, and you actually are able to hang out comfortably there because of the help that Chris, not Timmy, gave you with that chair. What you see is not Sam in the alleyway. You see Marshall, who you've never seen back there, speaking with Miss Wainwright. And it's a Periscope, so you can't hear the conversation, but it looks like Marshall is kind of got downtrodden body language, looking down a lot, shoulders hunched, arms folded, talking like this. Miss Wainwright looks very in charge and has a plastered on smile. It's a little too wide and doesn't seem to be blinking. As far as you've been able to tell, you think maybe this whole time that you've been watching, now you're watching for like a minute. Marshall gets a pat on the arm and pulls away from it a little bit, and then slinks off away from sort of what the Periscope can watch. And you see that after a moment of watching that take place, Miss Wainwright shudders a little bit and cricks her neck and a little more, and taps on something on her shoulder and keeps doing it and sheds some hair, and then a bit of skin falls off, and more of her, the only way to think of it really is molts off of her as you're watching. In layers, you see Miss Wainwright losing more and more skin and hair. And as that goes on, what begins to reveal itself to you is smoke first, coming out of the now emergent holes in her body, but the smoke doesn't dissipate. It doesn't move out into the space in ways that you would expect it to behave. It swirls back in on itself, coalesces, and seems to coagulate, possibly, into what appears to be sentient, undulating viscera that takes the shape of Miss Wainwright in a broad sense as the last of this skin shell molts off of her and shudders more and then shoots into the sky. And that's where we'll take our break. And we will be back for people watching at home pretty much instantly, for us in about 10 minutes. So we will see you when we get back. See you soon, friends. Hey, everybody. We're back. How's it going? Hey. Hope that your break was good. Might not have been a break. It was good for us. We're going to dive right back into where we were with Frankie looking through Periscope, getting some help from Chris, who brought in a chair to help Frankie get steadier, to get the Periscope a little bit higher. Periscope worked like a dream this time. Must be a good day, or maybe, a little bit more maintenance been going on recently. As a reminder to everyone, we first roll of the game, we got a 5 on outcome, which is full success, right? So Frankie was fully able to use that Periscope, seeing what she wanted to see. Rolled twice for side effect, both times rolled a 1. So we hit crisis. Describe how the situation is now significantly worse for you and your friends. And mood, which we had a reroll on. First was love. Now we went to thrill. So you know the outcome. Frankie, tell me about the mood and the side effect.
Well, I think the side effect, I do think that definitely Frankie's life is worse than it was a minute ago. I think the side effect, we are in a worse position. I think unequivocally, Frankie feels like we as the Rocket Club are in a worse position than we were previously. I think Frankie kind of turns away from the Periscope and says, "Oh my gosh, you start to see what has happened. You ever see the hair? The hair was coming off and the skin was coming off, and Miss Wainwright?
I mean, she usually looks like her face is melting off, but
No, but like it actually melted off. Like pieces were coming off, and then she was mist, and then she wasn't mist, and then she went into the sky."
Frankie, have you eaten lately?
Yes, Franny made me a snack before I came here.
Drink
Thank
water.
you for asking. There was a person, and then the person was talking to Marshall, and then Mrs. Wainwright, the person, started to shed her skin and hair, and then she was mist, and then she wasn't mist. I cannot emphasize this enough.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, if that happened, if we could go outside and look.
Is this stuff that came off her still there?
I mean, as far as you can see on the Periscope, it fell off of her, like it molted off of her, and it might still be on the ground. You don't know how that stuff works, but it's possible. It's not like she picked it up and took it with her, you know?
I think Frankie's gonna go open the back door.
Yeah.
All right.
Joey unfortunately has always pursue a mystery on my character sheet, and is not quite like, I believe that Frankie saw something and is just curious enough that I would like to go and look for shed skin. Let's do it.
What about Bree and Chris? What are y'all gonna do?
I think Chris is going to be right behind Joey, just making sure everything's good.
Nice.
Bree, I think, like, so depending on like how the setup to the video store is, if there's like one of those where you have like a window in the door that goes to like the back of the store, I think she's just gonna be kind of watching to see if Marshall's made it back inside. Like, kind of like, I'll let them figure out whatever the heck is going on out there. I want to watch Marshall and maybe gently interrogate at a later date. But she's just trying to make sure there's no other funny business going on while we have 3 people investigating.
I love that. Question for you, Jilly. For thrill, is that what sort of prompt, like what sort of mood prompt do you have there? Is it a question or is it
It's
or is it an
it
impulse?
is an impulse, which is convince people that I'm right. So
you're working on it.
I'm working on it.
I'm going to say you're trying to you are following through on it. So you can already, just based on that, regardless of how it goes, mark an experience from following through on that impulse. Yeah. So if for folks watching at home, that is how there's a dimension of how the mood dynamics work here. Some are impulses that have directives that you need to follow. And if you follow that directive, if you don't go against that impulse, then you get to mark an experience. Some are questions that you reckon with. All right. So we're going to take this in pieces, and I'm actually going to ask each of you can do individual actions that you may or may not need to roll for. Who do you think is in the lead going into the back? Is it Frankie with the keys and the impulse to go outside? Did either of the two of you, Joey or Chris, have a reason to try to get in front?
I think that Chris would not get in front at the moment because he trusts Frankie, but he's also not sure. Like, he doesn't feel like there's danger necessarily yet. Like, it could be a joke at the moment. He still wants to be convinced. And so he's not, stepping in front yet.
Fair.
Yeah, I think Joey's gonna, like, if you're showing us wherever what you saw is, I think Joey is kind of looking to you a little bit and looking to the ground, but doesn't particularly care to, like, be in front or behind you.
Cool. And how's Frankie feeling in this moment, heading outside?
in need of validation.
Copy that. Love that. All right. So Frankie heads outside and did you say, like, sort of busts open the door, moves straight toward that space, or is it a little bit?
I think she opens
cautious?
it cautiously because there was a weird creature shedding its skin. But when she peers around, do I see the stuff on the ground?
So you look, you're able to identify the spot where you believe that they were walking. Do you, when you head outside, do you check your surroundings at all, or do you go straight to looking at this? You check the surrounding? All right, so you look around at the surroundings. You don't see anybody else. You don't see Marshall. You don't see Sam, who's still missing. You don't notice any other unexpected adults or otherwise in the space. You do see a pile of something that seems to be melting. It seems to be dissipating. It's not gone yet, but it is going to be soon, maybe.
That stuff. That stuff.
What do y'all do?
I think Joey sees something, doesn't know what it is, runs really quickly, because I can also, I assume, see that it's like the pile is shrinking in size. I want to run back into our space and grab, like, if we have a camera lying around, grab a camera and then grab some kind of, I'm again, we've got beakers and all kinds of things just like laying around here. Grab something where I can take a sample, where I also don't have to touch this stuff, right? Like, grab something where I can pick up a bit of it and put it in a contained space and hopefully try and preserve some of it. I don't know why it's melting. I don't know what it is, but this is something that I want to try and grab some kind of sample of.
So do you think that you're approaching this more with grace or with design?
Ooh.
And
I mean, I have
the
the same amount of rerolls in either, so it doesn't really matter.
Right.
I think more design, like I am more coming at it from the scientific aspect of what's going on here. I don't particularly care how graceful I am about it.
That's beautiful. To talk it through for the folks watching at home, design is for thoughtfully and creatively working through a problem. Propulsion is for facing challenges through speed, instinct, and accuracy. Grace is for finding the path of least resistance with lightness and finesse. and impact is for crashing into a challenge with brute force and strength of will. So that's roughly how these things bucket. I fully buy doing this with grace. So please go ahead. Is anybody helping before, like based on what's been described before the roll? Is anybody going to try to help here and potentially take on risk of consequence by doing so? And really, I'm asking mostly Frankie and Chris here because Bree, if you can make an argument from inside for how to help, I'd hear it. But otherwise, it'd be who's physically present.
I've got an idea to help. I don't know if it is a helpful idea though. So
only one way to find out. What do you got?
I was thinking that like as Joey is gathering this stuff, noticing that time is of the essence, and maybe scientifically, maybe it being where it is causing it to melt. Chris is he's gonna hide his hands in his hoodie sleeves and try to scoop it up in case the ground is why it's melting.
I love that so much. Such a good way to risk a condition.
Great.
Please take a +1 to your rerolls, Quinn, and go ahead and roll with design.
Frankie is actively not helping with this because it looks gross and she has done her job. She has pointed to the thing. That is where the thing is.
This was the part. Exactly. Frankie knows how to not overstep rolls.
And then I think I'm gonna roll this, but what my goal is to come back out with again like stuff to grab a sample, stuff to take a picture, I think a notepad even to like write down like observations about it. And we'll see. So outcome is currently a 3. Side effect is also a 3, and then mood is a 6. So we're gonna use some of those rerolls.
How many do you have? Is it 2 or 3?
I should have 2 because I have 1 from my sheet and then 1 from my assistants. So let's start with the outcome because I care about that the most. The side effect is look foolish, which honestly is fair enough. I'm okay with that. So let's I re-rolled the outcome and got a 6, so that's great.
Hey, you have another re-roll if you want to go for the side effect or the mood if you don't want love.
Honestly, I think that look foolish is really appropriate for this moment. I'll re-roll the mood because I want to try and get experience.
Love it.
And love is one of my question ones, not one of my impulse ones, but I rolled a 5, which is
Thrill,
which is also a question and also works. So do you go first or do I go first here?
In this case, I'd actually like for you to go first, if that's okay, to resolve look foolish and thrill, and then I'll give the outcome.
I mean, I think the combination of look foolish and thrill, I think, makes a lot of sense. Because as much as this is potentially very gross from what Frankie described, it's also a really good mystery. And I love a good mystery. So Joey is immediately just excited by the thrill of, what is this stuff? Like, what did we find? Can we use this? Like, maybe we could make a new fuel source out of this? Like, what is this from? Some sort of creature? Is this from some sort of like, extraterrestrial? Like, are we talking about aliens here? As a, Star Trek sci-fi fan, like, what can I possibly do with this, and what is this going to be? So, my question for thrill is, what does your excitement feel like? And I think Joey feels like a very kind of like full body rush as he runs forward. And that's why he looks foolish, because he comes back out tripping over his own 2 feet. He's a little clumsy, just naturally already, plus puberty, plus all the stuff that we already talked about earlier, right? Like, he's just tall and lanky and awkward and doesn't fit his body very well. So just comes stumbling out with an arms full of more beakers than he needs, and multiple different notebooks and a camera like half hanging off his arm, and just kind of like trips and stumbles forward to go examine whatever this is. I have no idea if any of it's going to work, but I'm very excited to find out.
So it's real great that you did that reroll and it worked out so well, because it wasn't going to lead to a condition because it wasn't a misfire. It was just a failure. But if you had failed, it would have dissipated entirely before you were able to reach it. It would have disappeared from your hands. It did not. And I'm going to flavor that with the reroll. That at the last moment, as it was dissipating, you were able to capture which piece of equipment that you brought with you was able to successfully capture some of this.
I think seeing, as I'm like running forward, stumbling over my own 2 feet, and seeing Chris like scoop up what little is left, I think it's just a matter of like, I like have like one glove on because I'm like getting ready to touch this stuff. I like grab the bit that Chris had left and just like shove it in a glass jar and slap a lid on it, hoping that containing it from like the oxygen around it and just putting it somewhere closed off will keep it from dissipating fully.
I like that. Now I'm gonna throw a curveball in there. You finish doing this and you're in this triumphant moment, right? And then you look up and you're where your eye line is, you're looking out to where the alley meets the road to the side. And you suddenly make eye contact with someone you've never, you did not expect to see here at all right now. You make eye contact with Kaysen. Kaysen is just seemingly walking by, saw that you were back there, sees that you're holding on to this, and you don't know if Kaysen just saw you look foolish or not. How do you feel in this moment?
I think confused is the first bit. Because again, like what he shouldn't be here. That's weird. I don't know what he's doing here. And then suddenly very, very self-conscious in a way that I was not until this moment. Because to everybody else around me, right? Like even though I looked foolish, I think the other members of the Rocket Club maybe wouldn't care. Right? Like it's like they get it. They understand the excitement and the thrill of the new discovery. Kaysen is seeing this with no context, and so this is very awkward. I actually think I take a mechanical penalty for that as well.
You do. Yeah. So because you rolled look foolish as the side effect, in the presence of your crush or rival, in this case, crush, you do take a condition, and based on what you described, because that is how, for people watching at home, the system functions. I don't name the condition. I ask the player to describe what's causing them trouble, and I have them name the condition themselves. What are you thinking? I heard you say a couple things that could work. What do you think?
I think self-conscious is the condition word there. Like he's feeling a lot of things, but that's the biggest one.
Beautiful. So you take self-conscious, and you actually see that that he also is suddenly like beet red, and is like, I didn't think I was going to just see you back here, and doesn't know what you're doing, and sees that you're there with Chris and with Frankie, and you've got some stuff in your hands. Is like, like across far too much distance to have this conversation. We talked about DS9. I didn't know. I came to the. I didn't know if you wanted to watch something tonight. I mean, I know it's not on till tomorrow. I thought I might. I knew you were going to be here. I hope it's not weird. I left my books.
Yeah, I've got your books. Yeah.
Oh, great. Thanks. Should I go to, or do you want me to go to the front?
Yeah, I'll meet you in the front.
Okay.
I like go to wave, but I don't have any hands, so I just kind of like stare at him.
It just Okay. And it just goes off around the corner toward where the front of it is. And with that, we hold with our friends in the back. We go to Bree, doing the lookout. Bree, how are you with the information that you've just been presented? And the day that you've been having was great, but then things with your granda and your nana were a little rough. And you got over here and you were digging into some interesting stuff, but now this weirdness through the Periscope, and you're watching out for Marshall. How, before we resolve any of what's happening in what you're watching, how are you feeling?
I think right now she's using whatever's going on here to be distracting from the stuff that's really bothering her. Like, so she's taking her job to be lookout incredibly seriously, thinking of the different ways she can try and single out Marshall, like putting all of her energy and focus into that, and not like how Frankie described the creepy smile. And then she just, like, as she's thinking of, okay, Marshall always goes on his break precisely at a certain time, and then she just sees a flash of like her grandma doing that smile in the window, and then it's just like brain trying to redirect in that moment, and it just keeps flashing back and forth, and she's doing her best to maintain concentration without like letting the inner thoughts out as far as like physical representations. Like, she's trying to make sure that her face is not having captions like it normally does.
I love that. I thank you. I do want you to roll about it in that context. The role that I'm thinking of is for how well Bree is focusing on what she's supposed to be watching. And my pitches to you would be either design or impact. Impact if it's a strength of will sort of thing. Design if it's about being thoughtful, more than that. But I'll take any pitch that you got for me. What do you think you're rolling with?
They are both the same for me. So I think what would make most sense for Bree's personality is impact of willing herself not to think, willing herself to focus, like that stringent self-control aspect of her is like taking over.
Got Nana coming out a little bit.
Yeah, right? Nana full on, yeah.
Love that. Yeah. Nobody's around to help you right now. Unfortunately, they're a little distracted out there. But yeah, you'll have one reroll. And please go ahead and roll outcome, side effect, and mood.
So for outcome, I rolled a 4. And then for side effect, I got a 1. And for mood, I got a 2.
All right, so that is a mixed success on the outcome, a crisis on the side effect, and sadness on the mood. Do you want to re-roll any of those? And you don't have to, by the way. Like, it's not compulsory, but you can.
I think I'm gonna try and re-roll the side effect. Okay. I don't think we need a freaking out Bree in episode 1.
Super fair. Super fair. Please go ahead and reroll the side effect.
Okay, that is a 5.
Okay, so that is learn something. And that's great. You're going to get to ask me a question. I think in this circumstance, it's probably best that I resolve at least part of your mixed success outcome. Maybe not the full mix, but literally what you see, right? And then we can get into the side effect and the mood, and possibly somewhere in there circle back around to the nature of the mix. So to describe to everybody at the table and at home, a mixed success is our first one of the game. You do what you set out to do, but the guide will determine a complication, cost, or choice. So this might mean completing the action but taking a condition. It might mean a narrative complication, placing the characters in a worse situation, or it might mean an option of succeeding with a negative cost or opting to fail. So you are able to use your strength of will to push past these intrusive thoughts and focus in on what you are doing to keep you and your friends safe by observing what is happening with Marshall now and seeing what you can glean from that. It's a while within, it feels like it at least, right? It's probably not objectively a huge amount of time, but it feels like a while that you're watching and you're seeing Daisy just sitting there reading her magazine. Marshall is nowhere to be seen. Marshall then does come to the door. So the way in has a couple of different doors, right? There is a regular door that has like sort of ramp access, right? That's smoothed out. There is also a rotating door that is available, and then there's like a slot to put the tapes in to the side of that. And you see Marshall outside of the rotating door, and then outside of the regular door. And then you see Marshall walking in a circle outside of the regular door, as though they're walking through the rotating door, but like stuck in it, but just walking and walking and walking and walking and walking. Daisy does not look up. What do you do?
I think she's gonna watch it for a while, like almost like in the way of like studying, of like looking for patterns, looking for sense in that the chaos of what's going on. And I think like there's a part where that's like, I should wait for them to come back. And then the impulse side is just like, he keeps spinning. You're gonna let him keep spinning. So I think she's gonna like kind of like against much better judgment go out and try and stop whatever the heck is going on out there and maybe get some more info.
So that's going to take us to learn something, I think. And by the way, sorry, is sadness, does sadness have an impulse for you, or is it a question?
I believe it is a question. Let me double check. Yes.
Okay.
What sensations spark your sadness? I think that like as she is like watching this happen, there's a level of loneliness that is going on. Like she's in a group with the people in the Rocket Club, but she has a very difficult time sharing her inner thoughts. And so like it's kind of like where you are in a group of people in alone by yourself. And she's just kind of having that moment as her other like core friends are out there, and that feeling of like, you should share this info with them, but are you going to share that info, and the isolation that causes?
Love that. Does get to learn something. So you rolled a 5 on side effect. Learn something. You can ask the guide one of the following questions or something similar about your immediate situation. What has been hidden or overlooked? How is this person vulnerable? What is the biggest threat right now? What is my best path forward? What is the best escape route?
What am I missing?
You are missing that there is somebody else in the video store.
Ah, okay, great. Love this for us.
And I believe you are entering the main area of the video store from the back.
Oh
right?
yeah, absolutely.
So what do you do when you enter?
She's just gonna like roll forward and be like, just kind of look over at Daisy, kind of go like this for a minute. Probably not getting any response.
Well, I was gonna say, it takes a little bit. I was like, what do you want?
Does he normally do that?
Who? Still not looking up from the magazine.
If you look where I'm pointing, it might help your general logic on this.
All right. Looks over and says, "Oh, Marshall. Yeah, he's a little weird, right? It's like kind of a dork. I mean, it looks like something he'd do, right? It's weird. He's like not stuck. Marshall, are you okay? Nothing back. I mean, I guess if he wasn't okay, he'd tell us, right?
Just head cock of like, where are you getting this? Of like, you just know. And then she's just gonna barrel forward, not looking enough around her at her situation, and just go, Marshall, you are not a hamster. Stop spinning in circles.
So Marshall is able to hear, should be able to hear that at least muffled through the closed door. But you see that as you call Marshall's name, his head whips around and he changes trajectory a little bit, and he knocks into the side. You know how the rotating door would have kind of like a glass booth sort of around it, I think. Knocks into the side of that full speed and bounces off of it. Doesn't break through it. Not that strong of a kid, but does get dazed for a second and seem to come to himself a little bit and look at you. And there's a slight nosebleed coming down, and you feel a hand on your shoulder. What do you do?
I don't think she's thinking clearly. I think she's so spooked. She's going like self-defense mode of immediately just throwing her chair back to just get him in the gut with the handlebars. Like not thinking any, like there's too many weird things going on. She is not gonna be, she's too disabled to run down to the basement in a horror movie. Immediately going into action.
I love that. I would love for you to roll with impact. We'll get the roll now, and then we'll come back to resolve it.
Okay, I rolled a 6 on outcome. I got a 4 on side effect and a 3 on mood.
Okay, that's anger on mood, look cool on side effect, and a full success on outcome. Would you like to use your reroll?
I'm set on that. I think this works very well.
I love that. So we'll come back to this. Chris, it's been a lot today, right?
Yes.
How you doing?
I think that Chris right now, he is a little worried because he had an embarrassing moment, and he just saw Joey have an embarrassing moment. But I mean, Chris's embarrassing moment didn't happen in front of, a potential. Like I imagine that Chris might have seen some context clues in the past where it's like, oh, looks
seen
like
them interact one single time. Yeah.
yeah, looks like there might have been something there. And so I think Chris is in his protector mode. And so he's like trying to reassure Joey a bit and just be like, no, that was great. He's here. You're gonna meet in the front. You're gonna watch a movie together. Everything is fine.
Love that.
Yeah, a TV show. We should get this inside, right? Like, yeah, we should get this inside. And look at it. What does it look like I have captured in here? Does it just look like skin and hair?
No, it doesn't. At this point, if you would imagine what skin and hair might look like liquefied and moving of its own accord inside of the container, that and attempting, if you're going to anthropomorphize it, right? It could look to you like it's trying to escape, right? It could look like it's trying to move out of the container. That's what you see.
I am positive there's been a Star Trek episode with that exact kind of plot line. So I think that Joey's initial reaction though to like having that in his hands. Like he would, were he aware of the fact that Chris was trying to reassure him, be appreciative. I don't think he kind of clocks what Chris is doing. I think instead he just like holds the like, oh my gosh, and like holds the thing out in front of him and then like shoves it up to your face, Chris. Like, that's moving, right? That's not just me. Like, that's moving, and I'm not doing that. That's just moving.
Yeah, it's moving. It's definitely moving.
We should get this back inside. What do we? We should get it back inside and look at. I mean, what we have to. I have to go give Kaysen his books back.
Yes, you do that. Frankie and I can take a look at this, and everything is okay.
Okay. Just be really careful. This could be like the discovery of the century. Like, this could be, we found it is kind of a weird looking texture and color. Frankie, you said that it was skin and hair that you saw fall on the ground?
Oh,
you're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah, I think Frankie has just been staring at the stuff, and by the way, could not be further from that stuff. That's what it looked like. It looked like it was just kind of, I really don't want to use this word, but it looked like it was sloughing off.
Interesting.
Very gross.
Okay.
Like, kind of like when you if you go into like mud and when you come out, some of the mud can kind of drip off, you know?
Okay. Well, it doesn't look like skin or hair anymore. It seems like it melted. I'm almost positive that skin and hair do not normally melt, and certainly not that quickly, and certainly not in this weather. So let's take it back inside. I'll go and bring Kaysen his books, and I'll be right back.
Perfect.
I think the whole time, like, walking back, Joey's just, like, looking at it, like, watching it move, and then kind of, like, shaking it a little bit and be like, if I just, like, rattle it up, what does it do?
So when you shake it, it moves towards you inside of the thing. Yeah.
I think I just, like, turn and look at Chris, and I'm just like, it didn't like that.
You tell. Maybe it did like that.
That's a good point. I guess we don't know what that... You're right. Scientifically, we should refrain from assigning meaning to a thing we don't understand yet.
Possibly. We could put it in our, like, editorial notes on the side.
Good point. And yeah, we'll walk it back in and put it on a table. So I imagine, like you said, we have our own individual spaces, but also kind of a shared space. And I will, like, clean off some space and put it down and then dump all the rest of the stuff I was carrying onto the table around it.
Yeah, if it works for everybody, I think like a central area, right, is good for like a middle table, and then maybe there's some other stuff alongside the table in that middle space. But this is a pretty expansive back area that you've been able to set up for yourselves. You can fit all that easily. As Joey puts that down and then heads out to meet his friend and to give over the books. Chris, Frankie, do you do anything with the stuff? Like, do you check on it a little bit? Is there any kind of experimentation, even if you don't open it up, that you want to get into?
Frankie will 100% not be touching it. I can tell you this for sure.
The furthest away possible inside. Question: when you come back inside, Frankie, do you close the back door?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that is policy.
Okay.
There is a sign next to the door. It is laminated.
Yeah.
Please close the door on your way in or out.
Love that.
Great.
So that's locked up, and you are presumably somewhere in the vicinity of that back door, as far away from this middle area as you can reasonably get in the room. Chris, what about you?
I think that Chris might start like taking out some lights, trying to expose it to light. Like he doesn't want to do anything intensive that involves opening the jar at all, but he does want to see if it responds to other stimulus.
Okay. Let's roll about it. Do you think that you're doing this? I would pitch the way that you're describing it, design or maybe grace, but I'll take a pitch for propulsion or impact if you want. What do you think?
I will go with your first instinct and take design.
Love that. It does not sound like you're getting help from Frankie. Although, Frankie, if you want to provide help at a distance verbally,
I'm providing emotional support.
Great.
I mean, I will take that. I will say, if you want to make that mechanical, you are risking a condition if this goes poorly.
I mean, I'll risk a condition. It's just, I think logically will need to be an emotional condition.
That works for me. I think that's great. I love that. Can you describe the emotional support a little bit for us?
I think it's whenever Chris asks a question, like, should I do this? Frankie's like, yeah, you can totally do that. That will be super good. Don't touch it. Don't do. Maybe not with your bare hands. Okay.
Oh, that's very good. I love that. Okay, so you're going to have 2 rerolls available. Go ahead and roll outcome, side effect, and mood, please.
Okay, so I got for the outcome I got a 3. For the side effect I got a 2. And for my mood, I got a 6.
So that comes out to a failure on the outcome at a 3. Draw attention for the side effect at a 2. So your action is noticed by an outside entity in a negative way. And then mood is love. 6 is love.
Okay.
Is that an impulse or a question for you?
That is an impulse. So I would like to try to re-roll the failure and the draw attention.
Those are likely advisable calls. Go ahead and please re-roll. You know where it lands.
Oh no! Wait. So
what is it?
So I re-rolled the outcome into a 1.
Misfire! Matt, it's not my birthday yet. All right. Yeah.
On the plus side, I rolled a 4 for the side effect, so I look cool doing it.
You look so cool. All right. I love that. Okay, so I got to give you at least some of the outcomes so you have something to ground your looking cool and your love impulse in, right? But I might not give the whole resolution. We might land on condition after, right? Which does mean Frankie's going to take an emotional condition as well. Bad things happen, and your character will take a condition. We are going to come back to this, though, because first I'm going to resolve Bree's roll. Bree, your impact roll for the person who, your reaction to the person whose hand was placed on your shoulder without asking if that was okay, was an impact roll where you rolled a full success. You got to look cool, if I'm remembering correctly. Is that the other part of it?
Yeah, I got a 4 and then a 3.
And then the 3 was anger. Is anger an impulse or is anger a question?
It sure is an impulse.
So, let's actually start with you looking cool and your angry impulse. If you are you going to embrace your impulse?
Yeah, because I think it's very fitting of the action she's doing. My impulse for anger is break something. So, I am full bore backing into a person,
Mm-hmm.
potentially causing them to crash into a expensive display.
I love that. It fully does happen that they crash into an expensive display and it all comes tumbling down. Even in this moment of heightened experience, you do notice that it catches Marshall's attention outside, but Daisy doesn't look up from the magazine. Daisy's just still in her own space. Go ahead and for the use of that anger, embracing that impulse, go ahead and mark an experience for that. How do you look cool doing it?
It very much so. Bree was definitely the kid in all the activities because if she wasn't busy, it was difficult, especially with more elderly caretakers as her guardians. She basically goes into like full self-defense mode and is, I don't know if you've seen wheelchair jujitsu, but there is an act of like throwing where you are basically using someone's body weight against them by basically just getting them off their axis. That's kind of what she does when she like backs into the person to make it so they are on the background. And she kind of like rolls and spins herself away, looking cool doing it. There's not many people seeing, and Daisy definitely isn't. But she just spins out, just like ready to like throw down because she is. It's not today. Not today.
So spins around, fully ready for action. Daisy does not look up. Marshall, in whatever state Marshall's in, technically sees it. Joey has just entered the space from the back just in time to watch you fully check Kaysen into this display, knocking it over and leaving Kaysen sprawled on the ground. It's not just to you, Bree. Also, Joey, what do y'all do?
Joey's gonna run over to where Kaysen is on the ground. Just, oh my gosh, are you okay?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. I came in and it was obvious, like you didn't see I was here, and it seemed like that guy is maybe in trouble, and you were worried. I'm sorry. I just touched your shoulder.
You don't
I'm
touch
so
people
sorry.
without asking.
I know, but I thought I was going to startle you if I just started talking.
My shoulder?
People say that they can't tell them that, and they just start talking, and then they jump, and I thought it was bad. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
And she's just
so
gonna like
strong.
reel towards the back of just like I didn't do nothing. This wasn't me. Towards the back of the Rocket Club, kind of giving Joey a look of like, I'm sorry for accidentally kicking your not crushes butt a little bit, and just gingerly like rolls backwards. She's gonna look like she's gone fully away, but she's so spying on whatever the heck is happening in here. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So realizing in this moment that as you're backing away, Bree, that Joey, you're also in the space now. Beat red, just like Bree seems so cool and is really strong, and
she is
still fully on the ground.
Yeah,
by the way,
I'm gonna go over and try and like I think, I think setting the books down on like the nearest shelf and then running over, I will try and help him up, and just kind of it's okay. Bree is really cool and really strong, and I wouldn't touch her without saying something. maybe anyone. But yeah,
So when you say that,
mhm.
so when you say that, when you helped Kason up,
Mhm.
Kason took your hand and let you help him up,
Mhm.
and then after he stood, his hand lingered and was still holding yours. And when you say the thing about you shouldn't touch her or anyone without their permission, he pulls his hand back
Mhm.
and goes a deeper shade of red and is like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I will. I'm not going to touch anybody anymore. I'm sorry. Sorry."
I mean, without permission, right? Like without asking.
Yeah.
Your books
Yeah.
are over there on the shelf. That you
Yeah.
left at the library. What's going on with Marshall, the guy outside? I don't know if you know. I don't know if you've met. If you met,
I don't. No. No, I don't know him or. Just points at Daisy. Uh. Is Sam here?
no.
Okay. I mean, I thought you all hung out together or whatever.
We do. She's running late today.
Okay. Yeah, I saw her bike earlier. It was pretty
Oh.
cool. Yeah.
Where'd you see her?
Oh, I didn't see her. I just saw her bike. But over by the like the grain silo at the edge of town. I was looping around before I went before I saw you, before at the library. I was doing something quick for my mom, and yeah, I knew it was her bike because like it's got all that cool like
All the
rocket stuff.
yeah, the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's very, you can't miss it, right? Like it's not somebody else's bike. And yeah, it was weird though, because like I know that they take care of their bike really well, but it was like thrown on the floor. I thought that was weird, but I was in a rush and whatever. So that's why I was asking about Sam now. It's not like I care where Sam is all the time. That's not.
Okay. Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah, that is weird. I think maybe we actually should probably go check on that because if she'd be really upset if she lost her bike, 'cause like you said, she takes really good care of it. We should probably go in and get it for her. So we can meet tomorrow. How about that?
Yeah. So you want to go? You want me to take you there tomorrow?
No, I think we'll meet here tomorrow.
Oh, you want to what? Oh, you want to? Oh, so we'll like you and me, like we're gonna watch Star Trek together tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. And
Okay.
right now, I think probably
do you want me to take you to the grain silo now?
It's been kind of a weird day. I can explain everything a little bit later.
It's okay. I can go. It goes to grab his books. It's fine. I didn't, you're with your friends. I don't want to like get into rocket stuff. I don't know, enough about it. I just like shoves it in his bag and pulls his hood up and just, it's fine. I'll see you, and goes to go outside and then sees that Marshall's there and it's like, looks back at you.
I don't know.
And bye, and then goes into the circular door and then just goes out through the circular door away from where Marshall is. And Marshall at this point is staring at you, Bree, and just lightly walking toward the door and bouncing off of it, the flat door, over and over again. We're going to hold there a second. And we're going to go back to our roll in the back. Let's talk a little bit. Let's remind everybody where this landed. We went to Misfire. Looks cool. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the mood was, remind me because I'm blanking on this now. The mood was love. Beautiful, which is an impulse for you.
Yes. Right? Yes, indeed.
Great. So the way that this misfires is you open it. You're messing with it, and the top comes off, and it opens, and a bit of it comes out and gets on you. And I'm going to ask how you look cool and love this before I continue to resolve this. Yeah.
So I think that there's a part of Chris that, like, when the bit of it gets on him, his first instinct is, okay, Frankie's scared of this. I'm gonna be a hero right now. And I think that his instinct is immediately like trying to catch a fly. And so when it gets on him, his hand snaps towards it, and he like, as it's reacting, he catches it right in the palm of his hand, in just like one fluid motion.
Okay, I love that. You feel that you're embracing your love impulse here?
So for the impulse, I think that he's gonna turn to Frankie, and I want to ask you, Jilly, is there something that Frankie has wanted help with, that maybe she has mentioned in the past that has been kind of like a, it's like one of those things where you might mention it, but then everyone's like, oh, we'll see, like, time wise and all that. Oh, you're muted.
I'm always muted. I think she's probably mentioned like a long-term project. She wants to create like a modular storage system in the rocket lab.
Okay. So in this case, I think that once Chris has got hold of it, I don't know if this works, Danny, but he's going to try to have like put it back in the jar. And he's going to say to Frankie, don't tell Joey that I opened it. I promise you that I will help you with your modular storage system, no matter how hard and how time consuming it is. And that impulse is make a promise you might not keep.
I love that. Mark experience. You go to put it back in, and oh boy, the action fails spectacularly and bad things happen and you're taking a condition. So you go to put it in and two things happen. One is some of it disappears before you get it in there, and you don't know if it disappeared out into the world or into your palm. You can't tell. It didn't feel like anything, but the way it looked was confusing. And two, when you go to shove it back in, you lose your grip on the rest of it and it shatters on the floor. And the rest of it is there squirming around, and then begins to dissipate. Frankie, your emotional condition. Let's start with that. What are you feeling?
Well, much like someone who has seen a mouse, Frankie is standing on somebody's desk right now. Because it's on the floor and it's moving, and she doesn't want to be near it. And also, Chris has now touched it, which means that Chris is definitely very suspicious now. because he has been in close contact with the gross thing.
Yeah. So for the condition, do you want it to be more about being grossed out, or do you want it to be more about being suspicious of your friend?
I think grossed out makes most sense at this stage. We may get to other places, but I think grossed out is.
I love it. I think grossed out is a perfect condition. I love that. Chris, yours can be mental, emotional, or physical. What are you feeling right now?
I think that with all the stress that has piled up, everything that's happened, this problem here, I think that Chris is he's going to be overwhelmed. I think that, like, with all this and not being able to secure it and being like, oh shoot, now I have to do this modular system, and there's no keeping this from Joey now because the thing is broken. I think, yeah, Chris is stressed and overwhelmed right now.
I love that. So do you want stressed? Do you want overwhelmed? What do you think the word is?
Yeah, I think overwhelmed.
Cool. Overwhelmed is your condition. Grossed out for Frankie. I think Bree's the only one without a condition right now. Bree just kicked some ass. As the four of you in your two areas are dealing with your situations, Marshall continuing to bounce off the door, Kaysen just having left this new information about Sam's bike having been provided, the information about one of your teachers, something happened with them because they just skin molted off and flew into the sky. And now your only sample of this has possibly gone into one of you, at least a little bit. And otherwise, by the end of this experience, completely dissipated. Not only has it shattered, the entire sample is gone now. You sit in all of this. You hear a knock at the back door that is locked. And that is where we leave it for today.
Oh, snap.
Thank you all very much. Thank you here at the table, first and foremost, for being a part of A Silent Harvest, this Rocket Club story that we're telling here at Nerds with Dice together. I am so grateful for each of you. You're wonderful storytellers. This has been a blast for me. Thank you all at home for watching this. Hope that you will check out the rest of the series as it comes out later this month. I'll do my plug stuff last. Let me kick it first over to Matt.
Well, thank you. This has been such a blast. I'm Matt, he, him. I played Chris Zhang, he, they, who is dealing with it now. I can't wait to see the fallout. Oh my gosh. You can find me everywhere as Improv and RPG on all the socials, so keep up with me there. This has been such a blast, and I will pass it over to Jilly.
Oh, I'm not muted. I was ready to go find my tab and unmute myself, and I wasn't muted, so that's fine. Hello, I'm Jilly. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me at Olik It's Jilly, most places on the internet. At the time of this airing, we will be probably a month and change out from season 2 of Nightmares on the Frontier airing on Sword and Key, which is our Blades in the Dark skinned version of Blades in the Dark using a Western kind of Eldritch system. So everything is deeply fine. I play a former assassin who is the child of an angel and is now working for a different god because she's mad at her parent. Everything's fine. It's wild. The other stuff that I have going on, I will always post about on my Blue Sky. I'm Oh Like It's Jilly all the places. I will also post about theater there, and I will post about intimacy coordination, which is a thing that I am certifying in this year, and I will post about learning sign language, which is a thing that I am also trying to do. I'm in the very early stages of. So come be friends with me on the internet.
That's awesome. And who do you want to popcorn it to?
Popcorn to Mary.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mary. I've been playing Bree, and we both use she, her pronouns. As far as where you can find me on the internet at The Nerd on Wheels, everywhere on social media. Coming up for me, it is a very busy April. I will have some of my other lovely cast members elaborate more on Fields of the Dead on Saturdays. I'm going to talk about Thursdays. You can find me back here on Nerds with Dice starting in April for a new campaign called Vesson, the Morgan Society. It is going to be a multi-season campaign set in 19th century Ireland, where they are trying to create their own society, separating from the overarching British one from the general lore. So if you like drama, if you like Irish folklore, you want to see mysteries and seeker societies, go ahead and check that out. And Tuesdays, you can find me over on Stat Monkey Presents for Rotted Tropics, a Rotted Cake Second Bite series. It is a game set in a superhero world where zombies have taken over thanks to a speedster that got bit and just passed it everywhere. It's set in the Florida Keys and actually uses the actual places to help influence the world. So that Kickstarter is coming out this month, and we are so excited to see it get started. And I will popcorn it over to Quinn.
Hey everybody, my name is Quinn. I use any and all pronouns, and I have been playing Joey, who uses he, they pronouns. You can find me on Blue Sky and Blue Sky only at Quinn Beckham27. You can also find me very often on Nerds with Dice, including on Fields of the Dead, where I play Chase, who the way that Joey acts around Kaysen is just the way that Chase acts 24/7 unendingly. So you can check that out at the time that this is airing. I believe I will be there every other Saturday, but you should be there all Saturdays because Danny will be there on the Saturdays that I am not there, as we're doing every other week thing with 2 split groups at the time that this will be airing in April. At the time that this is airing also, you will be able to find me doing a Mothership game at a yet undisclosed location with Crimson Soul. So I'm very excited for that. You can find the information at that, I'm sure, all over my Blue Sky. And I also work with Nerds with Dice a lot. I am our charity games coordinator. We have a bunch of stuff coming up. Specifically, our next big charity event will be in June for Pride Month. So if you're watching this and you'd like to be involved, you want to be on this side of the table, you want to be in some games with potentially some of the amazing people here or the other amazing people at Nerds with Dice, you can follow Nerds with Dice on Blue Sky, where we post all of our casting calls, or join our Discord, where we also post all of our casting calls, and get in some games. Come and join us. And with that, I will pass over to our guide, Danny.
Thank you so much, Quinn. So I'm Danny, he, him. Been playing the guide, so the world and everybody who isn't the player characters. I'm Danny Armendoza all over the internet. So Blue Sky's a cool place to connect up with my stuff. I tend to post up everything TTRPG related there. But like Instagram works, you can reach out on Discord. I'm here a lot because the people here at Nerds with Dice are very nice to me and let me hang out. So I'm very glad for that. So you will, as previously mentioned, be able to see me every other Saturday on Fields of the Dead as well. You will be able to, in April, see me doing a lot of Rocket Club related stuff as a part of the aforementioned multi-channel anthology project. So in April, you will be able to see this show here, a very different take, with a very different sort of setting, right? Over at Pantsless Tables with a three-player table where we're going to be running that on Tuesdays, starting after this episode airs. It'll be the next Tuesday will be the first episode of this, but you'll be able to go back and see a talk over there in their But Why format, interviewing M. Hubbard, the creator of the show. You'll also be able to see me hosting something over at Streaming Rainbow, where I'm in the leadership team live on Friday nights. Friday nights, you're going to be able to see me not live over at the Pocket Dragon Pub playing Good Society in the Secret Ways of Love and Magic. You're also going to be able to see me at Pocket Dragon Pub doing a one-shot of this with a 5-person table, doing like a more action-adventure-y take on Rocket Club. We're also a little bit further down the line going to be having a talkback for this entire event, which is going to include Quinn here. It's going to be on all 4 participating channels that simultaneously. So that'll be in late May. You can follow to find more about that. The open playtesting period for Rocket Club is through late May. So during that time, you can go to Evil Hat's website, check out the section on Rocket Club, sign up. You get free playtest materials. You're able to get it's a 172-page source book in this for free in the open playtest, alongside the fillable character sheet, a quick reference guide that we've been using, some other cool stuff. So I highly recommend checking that out. If you do and you have any feedback, you want to put it in, there's a form there. We're going to potentially be doing that ourselves because while we're doing this, we're also playtesting. That's part of what this process is. I'm in a bunch of other stuff too, right? That I'm in the regular cast for and a bunch of other channels. And I'm going to be running at least a couple of charity streams in Voidheart Symphony from Rowan, Rook, and Deckard to benefit Trans Lifeline. So this month. And then next month, I'm going to be doing a couple of things for Doctors Without Borders. One on Star Wars Day and another one on a day yet to be determined. So just follow me and I'll give more info. Check out everything else awesome, including the stuff I'm not in here at Nerds with Dice, because it's a really wonderful community, does really great work. I want to co-sign what Quinn said about signing up to do stuff. One of the best decisions I've made in this space is just put myself out there to be like, hey, is it okay for me to do some stuff here? Everybody's been very welcoming and I love it here. I'm going to stick around till they kick me out. So with that said, I'm going to let everybody go. Have a great evening, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.